There's no way of knowing if Doris will confide in me, but I can speak to her at least.
What do you recommend?
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. I have quite the find for you today. You wish to study the tomes?
Mid said I can ride the Enterprise next.
Come back.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris.
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's, my job, actually. When she heard what the mission was...
Did she?
Following up on... Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were...
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her. She's at Martha's Rest, you say?
If she's not moved on already, yes. I hope everything's all right.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Anything catch your eye? Think you can help?
Heard the bad news then, did you?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's old horn. With the forge and all that. Well, anyway, the mine's just down the road from there are spewing at ether like no one's business.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area is either turned or on the way to turning, apparently. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. They need help, and quick. Dorish sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can do. Except get eaten. If something ain't done soon, the whole place will be overrun.
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorn know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. He'd only do something stupid. You reckon we should tell him?
No. It's better this way.
Yeah, well, I can't stand about knowing what's happening out there, so I'm off. I'll see you in Dravost.
How was she? The Enterprise, I mean.
Ah, Sid. Just the man I was hoping to see. Did you have a mo?
Don't tell me. You need more bomber.
Oh, no. I'm working on bringing another one. It's got a reverberatory that, let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. Only Mithril, trouble is, we won't be able to make it out. And I hear you once helped
If it's for the good of the hot.
We've got a couple of examples here.
More fallen material. So this smelter is similar to the Mithril.
That's right. They're a bit like the thermal, and what's more, they're directional. Transferring heat from... We've collected as many as we can. And I know...
So you want me to visit some...
That's it. We're only 3 short. There's one up Amber Way, and another in the Silent South, over in Dalmec.
All right, then.
Will do.
With Canva in the hands of Akashic, we'll need to find another port. Preferably one as well hidden as the ironworks.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every...
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just... I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand, then ultimately? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you coming.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsmen, I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
I still say it were a compliment.
Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right, if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood? Barnabas Tham, the one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I have no reason to assume otherwise.
Well then. Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject. And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example, one that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's... I am relieved to discover it in...
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
Mid said I can ride the Enterprise.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass I do. Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But...
Very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Of course.
Hope adrift on foam-flecked peaks, despair looms below. Yet in the dark, a flame is sparked that warms us in its glow. Hope adrift on foam-flecked peaks, despair looms below. Yet in the dark, a flame is sparked that warms us in its glow.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Please, Your Grace, stay strong. Ah, my Lord Marquis.
Yote, is anything the matter?
My lord, yes. It's your brother, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each...
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of...
But
his grace's case is severe. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades, and thankfully a recipe was found. And our supplies are... Unless we can secure more soon... My lord, I know that I have...
For Joshua. So?
A rare herb by the name of stonerwort. It grows only where the ether is densest. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more... The search continues for a new source.
So it's only that you can't reach it?
Well...
Then I shall go in your...
But...
You've yet to find another source. Besides, I'm a dominant...
Well, stonerwort is easily identified. I shall remain here.
The Dominion's all but done for.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks? Do you think he was the only one who saw it?
you're just gonna fall into line.
I don't trust this Duke.
Oh, Clive, my wards and I may soon...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne. And
the High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Except not that any of those things still exist.
And what does he want with North?
He wants to transform it, a foundation upon which to build a new... He's already secured the support of the various army remnants. Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion.
What does Captain Philippe make? When the town was under attack, it...
How? By speaking a man whose stated aim is to revive the Empire, Philippe. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasion... No. But given the mood around town...
Who could blame them?
Clive, would you, for your services to Northreach, you have the respect of the... And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty. Well, will you try?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Tell me then, in the garrison?
Overseeing the troop.
All right. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
We already have a leader in the Dane.
Halt. Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A pride of place, in fact. For too long has the... But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the... Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or... The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe North... with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of... Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures... Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sandbreck is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is That is why this levy is necessary, so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treason.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. The citizens revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Sabine.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Could be trouble again.
All right there.
Just your opinion, I wondered what you thought of the...
Oh, him. Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. And now he's trying to drive us out completely. Threatening to take... If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that check.
That's so cool, Duke.
Half of what comes in is barely fit for pressing, let alone eating.
Sell anything today?
And what can I do for you?
I've been hearing a lot of talk...
Nothing good going around acting like he owned, and with hardly a word to the dame.
I take it you'd rather she...
As far as I'm concerned, just need his eminence.
The garrison salvaged what they could.
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me. You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to enter, we'll do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
What do you think?
And you're just gonna fall into line.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your...
Well, he's made a lot of I mean, look around us. The traders might not like having the screws put on them. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another...
It's not only control of the garrison he wants, it's that...
We already have a leader in the Dame.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me... Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but Empire, once Sanbreque is back on her feet, we'll all...
One at a time now. Is enough for it?
You're the one who's talking to, is it?
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying... What do you think of his plan?
I'm a soldier, mate. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the day. That's where my loyalties lie, not with attack. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off, though...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
A whole day to dry some blood.
Welcome back. Wraiths give you
Captain.
For you? Certainly. Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
The To tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right, I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive. How did you fare? Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was.
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thrall, though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose world they deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in...
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realized what really mattered. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those but I'm certain they're not finished with them. When they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together. All of us. With you to lead us, milady. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best. We have only to turn our attentions. Thank you, Philippe, for
anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from... I fear His Eminence has...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first.
There may be hope for Northreach yet, especially with men like you, and I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your... Until then...
Until then?
have our coin. Our strong enough.
Faster!
Whoa.
All right. I'll need to deal with these ones first. Thanks, Cal. This is it. Right then. Just two more to find. Dora should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
Just because the heavens have gone to wreck and ruin, it don't mean we have to.
How do? That all, is it?
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
It's been a pleasure, Doris.
I'll give your offer some thought.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's...
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slate.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long... She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away.
That was her just now, so...
I'd say so. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sanbreque. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort, which she wants me to join.
She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can stop her.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety. Where are they?
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hideaway.
Not here. Time to fight. Nice try. I needed that. Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers. We're leaving.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste. Lest any of you I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more and I'll be
yes, Mom.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try. So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenge. I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid the Outlaw.
Sid!
Ah, Doris. You know, but casting your lot with this...
Better fighting for a cause. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have... This woman, my former master, she raised me like a daughter.
It wasn't all terrible. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. But you proved yourself a... How about it, my little dagger?
I never swore my blade to you. To liberate the bear. Farewell, master.
You always were a righteous. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore. And she no longer has friends in high places. The dame does.
All right.
I am. And...
And I should head back to the hideaway and put...
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more...
With any luck, though... Oh,
Ready, go? Run like the wind.
The aqueduct. Now to find our stone wart. Yote mentioned blood-red petals. Just my luck. I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it. collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. Right. That should do it.
Let's go.
All right.
This won't be easy. This one. Two down.
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about. I'll keep providing them with what, but if Eastpool. If you.
All right.
Thanks. There.
Gizal Green.
Not bad, and
Ah, what brings you to East?
A delivery.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, but they'd long since gone.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show them so that they'll be able.
That's not. These bearers had only recently escaped them. And not it.
They're coming, so wait.
Time it all. Gather the men in the.
Yeah.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size.
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before...
What if you could call on reinforcements?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they...
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village, though they may not be trained soldiers like your guardians.
You're right, my lord. I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What do you do?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool! Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were at...
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love...
Lord Rossfield, my lady.
So what's the plan of...
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians. Upon engaging with the Akashek, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied.
You're going to lure them into the...
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, We will aim to have, with luck, that point will be the village square. The perfect place, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade! There.
Then you know what you must do. We work together, each shielding the other that no...
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord.
And I will do.
Suppose we'd better do our bit.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall. Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is I could order a detachment or two to fall back.
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the curl. Join me,
If
Next one's mine. I might...
yours, Torgal. Attack!
to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to... I have guardians posted... I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it...
We saved... Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us to...
We never... We're at this...
This...
They're not slaves.
No. They're you.
But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Speaking of which, I ought to be
Can we continue to count?
Of course. Us Rosaire.
Indeed we...
And Clive, come buy the gold. I ain't paid you for delivering...
Or...
Lord Rossfield, clearing the goblins from... There's one sight that I shall never forget. You. Since that day, there have been more than a few when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. But every time, I would think back to the look in your... to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria...
Thank you. I know the rest of the world will be safe in you.
Hero, it's lucky you came by. Not only did my seeds get delivered, but...
I just did what I...
And it's only right. Take it.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool and a home to free bear...
Well, it was your right...
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of them, though I suppose the rest ain't much different. You know, bearers living free like that. Loath as I am to recall that particular...
I take it you didn't always...
Well... If you really... In fact, that's how I met him. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Run me, I thought he was a new constable. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me, told me I was giving them relief, but not free. Got right under my skin it did. Told him if he didn't... Do you know what he did? And then I did the same. We made a pact.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same just like your dad. Do you know I was born right... He certainly didn't lack for...
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambition, which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps...
Suppose you're... And if we don't... Good thing it's all... Anyway, better get back the least of...
That sounds... Let's go. This might take a while. Be safe.
Faster!
Straight home now. all of them.
Everything's back the way it was. I don't know how they did it.
I do. A hell of a lot of hard work.
Take that, you naughty thief!
Clive! I just wanted to see how since all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands...
That...
How could I...
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor?
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Della.
Ah,
If those ne'er-do-wells want to band together, let them. There'll be no match for us.
Fly, Ambrosia!
That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off!
It's over!
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but... that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. What?
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And, well,
We're sorry, Luke, but we just couldn't.
there's nothing to be sorry for. All that matters to me...
Look at him talking to his better...
All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their mind, we need to do something. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them.
You're right.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a Dalmet. You may...
Lubor, promise anything.
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a...
He knew all along that he was playing us for fools.
And we fell for...
Forgive me for disturbing you, but could I have a moment of your time?
As have I, Lord Underhill. The rumors that he's a bearer...
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what if his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is in this at least he's done the town a service.
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us!
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you.
So what do you propose? Will you drive?
Perhaps. And they will thank you.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad...
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things...
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearers? I assume the situation is...
There's still hope.
But perhaps not.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. We'll talk some sense in...
No. And your efforts would be better...
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. Let yourself be true. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken. But I do not doubt that she was always true, and so must I be. And now, I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalamil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that... I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who has ever come. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I...
How could it possibly be for the best? The least you can do is give the townspeople...
I would not take it, Victor.
Over you. And so just like that, you're going to throw this town... I thought you were better than... But it seems you had me fooled as...
Victor...
Forget it.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best... but where are my manners? Right then. I have packing.
If there's anything I can do...
I'll bear it in mind.
So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
Clive! Mostly...
Well...
I never... Blackthorn.
Oh, what are you doing here?
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down.
Don't...
But... Vulcan. Almaz... If Almaz...
You,
We can't...
Oh.
Akashic on the move. No,
Good.
I'm prepared to fight it.
Well, it must not...
You
and...
Which one of you's first? Is that it? Apparently not. They're not getting past me. Let's try. Let's go! The question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! As many as I could.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall.
Good.
In time, yeah.
Sid! You're even more fierce enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. But mostly...
I'm afraid I've only delayed. There's no getting rid of that, meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will...
And that's if the flood don't spread. I hate to say it, but the village...
That may be. With ether floods springing up all over, it's no less. We'll fortify the gate, and I'll see that they got...
All right.
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when dropped, so...
I shouldn't have stayed away so long.
Too bloody... I always envied you. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd have been the death of this place.
Finally. So I hope you see the sense of it eventually.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy. Our work used to be the pride of... Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day. It's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of us smiths. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead the average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft. Come back to us, Blackthorn. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same fort.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. There's people who trust their lives to my... But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from... Let's see if we can't rekindle this.
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come.
No. Blackthorn. The Master Smith turned outlaw. I never thought I'd see the day.
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped.
Sid, I've got something for you.
And this is?
A token of our last, but designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to chief for
Now hold on, Zoltan. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel, and I've learned to own an edge Odin will be proud of. But the engravings on that thing are and they're not just for show, either.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravost in the first place? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. So I turned between the two of us. I'd say we're the equal of any mastercraft.
You know what? Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back to the Hideaway, would you?
He's more than welcome. As long as he can keep our secret.
Right. Zoltan, get your tools. We've got a legend to forge.
The beast.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces.
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft cited as if protecting the
secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be... Mayhap it would please you to...
Would that be possible?
Of course. The surveys, perchance you are familiar with Kretov. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect that if you would consent to do so in my stead.
All right.
They will be Might I suggest you take the road? It will lead you straight to the village.
Thank you.
I wish you a safe...
Ready, go?
No holding back.
Faster!
You deserve a rest. Oh no.
You'll pay for this. May still be survivors. that thing is. I'd say it's their leader. Should have stayed in the path. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, I did not recognize you. We are archaeologians, tasked with thanks to them.
You call that your brothers? Might still be alive. Surely this survey wasn't worth...
We are charged with a duty of the highest import.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the core. Now, to what do we owe the honor?
Cyril told me of your work here.
And I see. That is most kind. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another. But for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Ah, you are...
Here.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might...
Cyril. Losses which could have been avoided. Were these your orders?
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix.
Even when death is of...
My lord, I fear that this is not a... The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. We live to serve the Phoenix.
Cyril. I know that you and your brethren answer only, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal folk provide your survey parties with an escort. That they might live to think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua, please.
I thank you for your... If you will permit me to respond, Alf and we of the Undying will do what we believe as first shield to the Phoenix.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
What's happened?
Clive. You'll be pleased to know that the negotiations are progressing well.
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randala has just sent word that the contract should be signed very soon. But I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge... You couldn't do me a quick favor.
What is it this time?
No, I just...
Don't blame yourself, El. This is... I know. No buts about...
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican Army have fallen. They've reached an agreement with the Silver... Though prices have fallen of late. We deliberately offered above the... But the consortium of... No,
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist was speaking to about the bear. How did...
It's this...
Well, look... You...
All right. To Randalar, then. Do not keep it. He's waiting. What I wouldn't give for a whole meal.
Looks like this is the end of it.
When are they gonna let us through?
Come on. Faster!
To me, flames!
Herberding, did you arrange to speak?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bear. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our... And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such... But what is done is done.
Alas, you are too late yet. We rarely take on such unconventional... The bearers belong to him.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the water. A most demanding fellow, if it's any con. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the voyage. That's what you get when you deal with...
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is... They pay good money for bearers, not fit for the knacker's yard. And treat them like...
That does sound... No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's... And with it, my interest in joining...
My associates will be sorry to hear.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. He was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to... Their representative hinted at a possible... I feigned interest in joining them in that. As soon as he left, I said...
So you know...
No. I entertained the consort... I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out.
You tried.
I did. And they deserved more. I wanted so badly...
Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village... A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can. They need help.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather...
Hold on, Theo. Time to fight. Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village.
But we just have to pray he makes it up.
I can do better than that. It's over. Damn it. Breathe is too thick. These creatures have already turned.
Give me thunder!
I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. Nice try. Creatures have already turned. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. It's over.
Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here. I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream. Theodore!
And so will you! Theodore. Take care of my sister. Theodore, wait. Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive.
That was true bravery he showed. His first instinct was always to protect people.
And now he's gone, because I sent him to that place.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own.
To live my own life. He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born to one of the great trading houses. And I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. A late bloomer. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th. My parents tried to drive him out of the house before they could.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of... But he said you deserved a better life than this. Just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not won how much easier my life might have been if I had devoted myself to the... But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night, and the choice I made, and the fact that I would make the same choice again in a heartbeat.
He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. That he had always been grateful to you for, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You did whatever was necessary to continue, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted, all I ever did, it was so we could be together. Oh, Theo, why did you have to...
I know Theo wanted me to move on, but we can make a difference here. We can help. I need nothing more from life, so I'll carry on doing what we do, ensuring that bringing smiles to people's faces, just like we always, and to Theo's. Wherever. This is the life I have chosen.
I've made a choice of mine to continue helping you however I...
Thank you. Let's go on together.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. How may I help you today, Clive? All done?
Yote, I brought back all the stone and water I could find. Will this be enough?
Yes, my lord. Thank you. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike, you know. You think only of how you might help others, and never of the danger to yourselves.
No more than you have, minding my brother. You've risked a lot for him, and I thank you for it.
I am honored that you should say so. But I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of others. We could not afford to lose you.
I'll keep that in mind.
How was she? The Enterprise.
Ah, sir. Good, thankfully.
I'll fit him to the... May I The Telemon furnace! Invited!
She's a beauty.
You saved my bacon again, Sid! And I ain't about to let your good deed...
It's fine, really. My bag.
Oh, don't say that. I'm sure I can make a few improvements to it.
You could just...
How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. And I reckon I know how. It's a metal...
Stretchy metal.
So?
Thank you, Owain.
Shh, don't mention it. And I wanted to get some... Can't think of any right now, but... What?
I wasn't expecting you back so soon. You earned this. All done?
How do you split the sea?
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Pepio nuts and all.
The stew's awful.
We were just about to make a start on that.
It's funny, but none of it. You remember Camille? We'll be using his leatherwork for the grip. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives the blade its edge. And the final flourish will be my talented colleagues' engraving.
A team effort led by the greatest black...
Now, save that talk till the thing's finished, yeah? Right. I'm ready.
To the bellows of it.
Well, bugger me. We actually did it.
The sword to end all swords. Ragnarok.
It's quite something.
I trust you'll take good care of it.
Thank you. Both of you.
So, does this make you pair the greatest craftsman alive, then?
This? Nah. This was just following the footsteps of the greats of old. It'll take more than that to earn us our place in history. But we're up for the challenge. Here.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from Dravost.
We reckon with those items there, we could craft something even better than the Ragnarok. Something worthy of a legendary outlaw like yourself.
That's a weapon I'd like to see. You leave this list with me.
I was hoping you'd say.
One legend at a time, eh, lads? Before you start on the next.
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my past. It's about time.
Then tap the kegs! Vulcan's boys are...
Trouble with your gear, or... I never fought me, and if it hadn't been for you, we... So, what'll it be? Anything else?
Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. You deserve a rest. We're not gonna outrun this one. Stay close, Torwall. Go, Torwall!
reflect on someone your own size.
I am certain we will find what we seek in Ash, and learn the truth of Ultima's origins.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of